Hi there, this is Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More. This is a funny show. I've been waiting for this because Derek has been on me. He's been wanting to be on the show. I like this guy. I listen to his stuff all the time. He doesn't know it. Terry to be on the show. She only found out about that last week, Derek. And then Trixie's been coming on. So she created a lot of our graphics and our trailer. So she's been coming on, but we're all good friends. Derek, who are you and where are you coming from?
My name is Derek. I'm the host of Suck It Podcast, and I'm out of Northern Virginia.
Welcome.
Welcome. Yes. Yeah. So I've been waiting to have Derek on because I want to come on the show. He did an interview. He did a great interview with us, Terry. So I'm like, Terry's got to go on your show. Linda Steele's going to go on your show. You had Tasha on your show.
Yes.
We're still talking about Derek. Talk about this. When you saw Thriller, you automatically wanted to be in the entertainment industry. Talk about that and why. And then how did you get your name for Suck It? Because it's a great name.
All right. So when I was 4 or 5 years old, 6 years old, I remember I was a huge Michael Jackson fan. I remember that. And I remember my dad and mom turned the video on because it was a huge premiere that night. And I watched it. And I remember saying to myself, after the fact, I'm like, why am I not scared? I'm a 5-year-old kid. I mean, I should be scared watching Michael Jackson, but for some reason I wasn't. And I was just so enthralled with, the way he, just acted and the way he was. And it wasn't like I was watching a music video or anything else like that. It was like watching a master class of how to be an entertainer. And from that moment forward, I was like, I have to be in this business. And so, from there, I started learning to play guitar and other things like that. And I just, I just loved the entertainment business. And it was all because of that one moment in time. The reason why my show is called Suck It is because it's loosely based on mental health. I suffer from bipolar disorder, severe anxiety, and PTSD. And one of the things that I want to convey on my show is that people aren't alone. And for the longest time, even as an adult, men are perceived to not be able to have, mental health, and, we're it's hidden from us and stuff like that. And for the longest time, I was always told, just suck it up, drink some whiskey, you'll be fine. Well, my response to that suck it up, phrase is to suck it. So the whole idea behind Suck It is because to tell everybody that ever told me to suck it up, to tell them to suck it.
And that's awesome. Don't we like that? See, Derek, yeah. I wanted to have two of the other girls on too, but Jessica out of Tennessee got a thing. So we're going to have to do a part 2 with you eventually also. And then I'll have Linda Steele come on from Chicago. But I like Derek because he not only is a movie guy, he's actually quite funny too. And then Trixie and Terry, he finished 25 in the top 50. So you got to give him to it, He's
nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I like the fact that, because I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder myself. And I like that I like to use humor to kind of deal with it. So, you have to, it's the only way to be healthy about it. Everybody's got some kind of mental issue, I believe. I majored in psychology in college. So everybody's dealing with something at some point. And the best way to deal with it is to be creative and deal with it with humor. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. That's the biggest thing. And that's why my show, I say loosely, because I try to be as funny as possible. I try to do as many things as I can to make it as funny as possible, but also, educate and, make it interesting at the same time, because, a mental health show that strictly talks about mental health all the time is boring. Yeah. And I hate to say it like that, but it is. So I try to do a lot of different things, incorporate different things, but it's all about the humor at the end, because the release of endorphins and everything like that, is where it's at.
Well, it's a serotonin that, makes you happy. So, you need to release those endorphins, basically realize that you're not alone in the struggles of life. I think a lot of people feel alone, that no one else is dealing with this, or no one understands what they're going through. And especially dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder, you think that you're alone with it because it's such a hard thing to deal with. And something traumatic happened to me later in life. And so I didn't really know how to deal with it or cope with it. And I didn't really think that, my friends around me understood it. So it's really important to talk about this stuff.
Yeah. My PTSD comes from actually an abusive marriage.
So is mine.
Yeah, I mean, I was beaten down mentally and physically for years, and you know, it only made my bipolar and everything else like that worse. And now I make fun of it and everything else like that, but it still haunts me to this day.
Yeah, well, we got something in common. Mine comes from my ex-husband, so but that's another story for another show. But
yeah,
Derek, I have to calm her down all the time. So
no.
TikTok. Thank goodness for TikTok.
No, Brian's laughing at me because I try to do like humorous videos on there since we've had COVID. And Trixie knows this. It's like we both missed the red carpet events and being out there interviewing people. I mean, that's where I met Trixie, was at Celebrity Connected. And then that's where we became friends, was on the red carpet.
That's awesome.
Oh, and Derek, so Trixie, Trixie, you're becoming a superstar. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know.
She turned me on to Sherry Nelson. And she goes, Brian, I got this girl I interviewed at the Oscar the Oscar party that I didn't go to because I didn't want to go anywhere. And she goes, okay. I'm like, who's this girl? I'm like, okay. And it was Sherry Nelson. So you've had Sherry on your show, Derek.
Sherry is fantastic. I love Sherry. Sherry's awesome. So down to earth and, you know, just that typical, you know, loving Canadian. Yeah, she's fantastic.
So Trixie, we like you more than you even ever knew.
Well, Brian, we're all family now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
actually.
We're all friends, great friends, and can't wait to see everyone next month too. Sorry, my cat's just over here crying, looking at me.
So
Go away,
Derek,
go away.
I'm going to give you a rundown of what Trixie does. Ready, Trixie? Go. Tell Derek who you are, what you've done.
Okay. Well, I have done a little over 10 years of TV. I've been on several networks, including Channel 55 here in Houston, Ion Television, Fox 26, My 20 Houston, and now I'm with Amazon Prime Video. And I really like it because not only am I regional anymore, you know, I'm a global. Amazon is a great platform to be in 5 different countries. And they're just amazing. And I like the opportunities that they have given me. And I have 3 shows on Amazon, including cartoons. I do a lot of cartoons and animation. So when I'm seeing the back of your wall, I'm sitting there looking at Spider-Man and everything else because I'm actually talking to different cartoons out in Russia and Japan. And they have a lot of fascinating cartoons, and crossing my fingers on working with a couple right now because I do a lot of editing too, not just am I in front of the camera, I'm behind the camera. So it gives me opportunity to do a lot more than just my show covering car, sports, fashion, and nightlife. I could do some of the things that I'm passionate about, like, cartoons and also the Texas bikini models. I'm also producing their stuff. Unfortunately, COVID happened right when I was starting to cover their stuff, and they're an amazing group of women who are here in Houston, Austin, Dallas, and they're just great. And I can't wait to shoot more of their stuff as soon as we have events and get things going, because I think they're an amazing team, and the organizer, she's wonderful. And I think I could help get them off of their platform and to a more global, because they have awesome views on Amazon, and, you know, just trying to get more stuff done. So I'm pretty much all over the place. I don't do just one show, I do 3, and I'm anticipating on getting more. So that's what I do.
And Derek, with those 2 naked people next to her, to show him your little awards that you have, they're very important.
Oh, yes. This is my 2020. I just won this in May 26. This is for my Super Bowl Miami special. I went to Super Bowl this February, and it was just amazing. I got to cover some amazing segments, some really passionate stuff that I'm affiliated with, like the King movement. We walk with the Lord, and we try to raise money for underprivileged children throughout the country. There's 11 chapters throughout the country, and so we raise money for the youth and getting them involved with sports and just anything that they may need, down to school supplies and school clothes. And I think it's just a great organization, along with the sports. I can't even get it right. See, I have a little speech problem. When you said PTSD, well, I have a little speech problem. I've been stuttering since I was a kid. And so I took a lot of speech classes. And so that was a little challenging for me because I didn't really speak very clear. And now I just can't shut up. and I may, stutter. And that's something that I've had to face, especially talking to people on red carpets. And sometimes I get ahead of myself because I'm so excited because I have ADHD as well. And my brain functions a lot faster than most. And I just want to just spit everything out really fast. And so I have to tell myself, slow down. And, but I just can't help it. My brain is just going so fast. And, it just wants to spit everything out at 100 miles an hour.
See that, Derek? We are an eclectic bunch, but we all like each other.
Yeah.
So
We
Derek,
all have to kind of remind each other, slow down.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And Terry, go ahead.
What was that?
I said, tell Derek who you are.
Okay. Well, basically, I'm a fitness competitor. I'm also a businesswoman, and I'm a co-host for Movies Review and More. I'm a very silly person. I try to take life not too seriously and just have fun with everything that I do. So I'm competing in November for Fitness Universe in Vegas, and I haven't been on stage in 3 years, so I'm excited to get back up there. It's going to be really weird with COVID. I don't know if we're going to have an audience or what. It's in Vegas, so I don't know what the rules are. So just going with the flow, and I'm just going to get out there and do it again. So there you go.
And Derek, she has over 3 million views because she's been on almost all the shows.
That's awesome.
Remind people about that.
Yeah, I've been with Brian now for about 5 years. I've done hosting for Celebrity Connected. I've worked with Sportamix, did interviewing for them. So yeah, my forte is hosting and interviewing and fitness. So there you go.
So Derek, on you, what's been happening movie-wise? What have you been watching?
Movie-wise, what have I watched movie-wise lately? I haven't watched a bunch of, as far as movies go, I haven't watched a lot of movies. It's mostly been a lot of TV, especially some of the new stuff that came out over the last couple of months. Binging a lot of, the series of, Amazon or Netflix or stuff like that. That's when I've been kind of honed in on. Like I just finished, obviously, like a lot of other people, The Boys on Amazon Prime. And then over the weekend, what did we watch? That there was a new show on Netflix called The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Oh yeah. The
follow up to The Haunting of Hill House from a couple years ago, and that one was really, really interesting too. And so I've been catching up a lot of that kind of stuff lately. There hasn't been much, new movies or anything like that, obviously. So I haven't been, unfortunately, the movie guy. I've been rewatching a lot of stuff, but nothing new.
Remember, so Terry and Trixie, our last conversation, we were talking about movies, and I told them everything was going to be pushed to next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that bothers me like a lot. And I get it, I understand it, but at the same time, people will lose interest. It's like with the music business, if they're not out, putting new music out all the time, then people are going to forget about them, and there's going to be somebody else to snatch it up. So like, the movies that we've been waiting for, like, for example, like Black Widow, I'm a big Marvel guy, obviously. We've been waiting for the next installment since last July with Spider-Man, Far From Home. And now we're not even going to get until next May. So it'll be 2 full years before we get a full, before we get a Marvel movie. And I get Disney's idea behind it, but at the same time, it's like, come on, guys, we got to get on the ball.
So when it comes to your show, Derek, what does it take to be on your show? Why do people like your show? And what was it like when you found out you finished number 25 in the top 50 in the world?
Well, to come on my show, it doesn't matter who you are. If it doesn't matter who you or what you are, because everyone has a story to tell. It's my job to be that megaphone for you to tell that story. It doesn't matter how famous or how not famous you are. It's just all about the story. And if you don't have if you don't know how to tell that story, I'll make sure I tell that story for you, and we're going to have some fun in the process. Because again, it's all about the story. It's not about, your level of fame. but mostly I do have, musicians and actors and actresses and everything like that. But at the same time, I've had doctors on there, or I've had just, fitness gurus and stuff like that. It just doesn't matter to me. It's all about the story.
Mhm.
What it was like to be 25, I had no idea. So it was like, what was it? It was whatever day it was. I was like midnight then when that thing came out, and I saw Jimmy post something about it, and I was like, oh, let me just click it and see if I'm on there. I doubt it, but let me just check. And I started scrolling through the names. I'm like, oh, what the? I couldn't believe it myself. It was pretty cool. That was just, I was pretty speechless at that point. It was pretty awesome.
I was happy for you. I was happy for a lot of people on that list because none of us knew. I don't even know what show they watched. So when I was showing the girls this, I'm like, well, this is pretty cool. I don't know how it happened, but you go with it, right?
Yeah. You just go with it, and, just celebrate the wins, because in this business, it's, the wins are few and far between sometimes, because there's so much competition. There's so much this and that, and there's so much, trash talk and everything else like that. And it's all about just, keeping the wins going and keep, going forward, and, wait for that next one, never giving up. That's about it.
And definitely don't listen to the trash talk because everybody's going to try to bring you
Well,
down.
I mean, with the trash talk, for me, that just motivates me even more.
Yeah.
I mean, especially being, being in comedy and doing stand-up and stuff like that, I welcome it. I love the haters. I love the hecklers, because it just motivates me even more, but also just gives me more material. And I can just turn it into something positive really quickly. And it's hilarious to me.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is it's true. I mean, they motivate me also too, because I kind of look at it, if you're hating on me, you're paying attention.
Yeah.
So you're obviously paying attention to what I'm doing. So therefore you're a fan. That's the way to look at it. And you have to kind of make fun of it back, throw it back in their face. And I know a lot of people that are on TikTok do this. They'll have a hater, and they'll make a video about making fun of like why they're making fun of that person, which is the best way to deal with it,
Yeah.
So just throw it back at them.
Exactly. If you hate me, you're thinking about me. That's all I think.
Yep.
That's how I think about it.
Yeah.
The moment you stop hating me and the moment you stop thinking about me, that's the problem. But, I'm going to be in your face, and you're never going to forget me. Trust me on that one.
So the other thing about that is Trixie, I never knew you had a studying problem. It doesn't come across. Good for you.
Really?
Have known, but also you've overcome it. So good for you.
I was really intense when I was a kid. I could barely talk. People didn't know if I knew English or Spanish, because I didn't want to talk, because words just didn't. I was really, really stuttering really bad, especially in kindergarten. And but I never. And people asked, "Did you get bullied?" And no, I didn't. Because I was kind of mean. I would punch people if they was once. It happened one time, I promise, one time in the first grade, and I remember it so well. And the kid kept just kind of hitting on me on the back of my shoulder. Yeah, we were all in line, and then he would do the stuttering, and then I told him to stop, and then I raised my hand to tell the teacher, and she didn't do anything, and I said, do it one more time, and then boom, right in the eye, blackened his eye. And then everybody, all the kids, ooh, you're in trouble. And I go, I don't care. You made fun of me. And after that, that's all it took. Hitting one kid, nobody else would say a word, because they knew I was going to punch him in the face. Yeah. But although, hey, I'm not trying to say violence is the answer. I'm not trying to say that by all means. But I was a kid, and I'm the youngest of 4, and I fought with my siblings all the time, and they beat me up every day. So they got me ready for what was coming. So, I had to protect myself. So, but it went wonderful. I mean, after that, it was pretty fun. But after that, nothing else. But I just overcame it by going to speech therapy until I was in junior high. And then after that, they kind of said, okay, that's enough. You don't need to come back. Just practice at home. And it was mostly about my ADHD. It was just me getting ahead of myself. It really is.
Mind going?
It's the mind is just going. And it's just something. And back then we didn't have medications, and they didn't know what it was. Now today they know what it is. Mm-hmm. So I never got any medication. I just had to ride it out, you know, because they just back then we just didn't know. We didn't have that.
How do you get out of your head when you have say a weird day? For me, I used to be able to go to the movies, so I can't go to the movies. So now I have to like go out and walk in the middle of the street and talk on the phone, you know, and I'm calling everybody and checking in on everybody. And if I can't reach them, I kind of get concerned because you just never know. You could be here today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah. I go for walks. And I just kind of tune everything out and just listen to my music. Music is it's really good therapy for me. I just put on my headphones and go for a walk, and that kind of tunes everything out. And if I'm feeling a little anxious or anything, any anxiety, because of course I have that as well. And sometimes we all get a little stressed out in moments in life. And I've always found music and walking is pretty good for me for therapy. Yeah.
Yep, that's like the gym is for me. I mean, it's all about my mental health at the gym, a lot of it.
And Derek,
How
if
about
she
you,
can't go
Derek?
to the gym, she gets upset. You'll hear about it on Facebook.
What about that? I'll get upset if I can't go to the gym. It's my therapy.
Oh,
Derek, what is your therapy, and what do you tell your audience when you have that strange day or something's getting you down? What do you do?
Well, let's see here. I remember a couple months back, I think it was the day I had Scotty Page on. I think after that interview, I actually had a breakdown on air. And I just didn't care. I actually clipped it and actually posted it everywhere. So if I have a bad day, I have no problem, you know, exploiting it, I guess, for lack of a better term, because I want people to know that, hey, it happens. But normally when it does happen, I try to, you know, turn on something that's funny, or, you know, try to tell some jokes, or dive into my, creating something. So, you know, I do a lot of video editing and, you know, digital, you know, marketing and stuff like that as well. So it's like, okay, so let's create something. Let's do something that's going to, you know, help me in the long run and take my mind off of things. So diving into either comedy or video editing or graphic design or something, you know, is what I usually try to do.
Terry, you got to go in a couple minutes, so give Derek up. And I want to set you up. Derek, I'm booking Terry on your show. I hope it's okay.
Just tell me when. I'm there. Let's do it.
I can't wait. Yeah, but I got to get on another call. I've overbooked myself today, or overextended myself. But anyway, it was a pleasure meeting you. My social media is Terry Marie nonstop on every platform, and my website is Terry Marie Official. So I'll see you later, Brian, and it's a pleasure meeting you. And love you, Trixie. Talk to everybody later.
Bye-bye.
See ya. So Derek, when it comes to inspiration, what are you telling your audience, and why is that important?
You know, as far as like inspiration goes, the biggest inspiration, again, is just to realize that you're not alone in the world. You know, there's always somebody else dealing with the same issues that you have. You know, regardless of how hard they are, you know, how stressful they are, or how, you know, individualized you think they are to you, somebody else is going through that exact same thing. And that moment allows you to really kind of, you know, give solace in the fact that, hey, you know, okay, somebody else is dealing with this too. Let's see how they react. And that's the biggest thing. Knowing that if other people can survive it, so can you, is the biggest thing. Because we can't let, you know, our demons get the best of us. You know, they're demons for a reason. They want to win, but why the hell will we let anybody else win other than ourselves? You know, as human nature, we want to win. So why should we let anything else win? And that's the biggest key right there.
Wow. It's a good way of looking at it. I like that.
Well, you know, and Trixie, it goes to, you've been an inspiration for a lot of us. You didn't know that because you hadn't been on a lot of the shows, but we talk highly about you because, like I said, you did something, you're creative just like Derek is, and we all have to just continue to do our thing. But it was one of those things where I think daily, how did Trixie know that I would need someone like Sherry You know,
Yeah.
why did she choose us for that? Which is a great thing because everybody likes her, and we are all a part of a bigger family because we truly like each other and we all do get along. And there's not like competition. Derek, we're not in competition with each other. We're movie people. We like each other. When he was like Trixie, when he was saying, I want to come on a show, I'm like, hold on, Derek, I got to get the girls together first.
Yeah.
Together.
We were just talking about that. Me and Sherry about competition. We both we want the best for each other. And I've met a lot of girls on red carpets and they want to work with you. And then all of a sudden they have the little cattiness, and they don't want you to do more than they are. And it's like, weird because it's hard to find those kind of, great talented women. And with Sherry, when I met her, she was very genuine. And so I knew, and Terry too, we all have our goodness for each, we don't need to do that. We don't need to be catty and, oh, that outfit looks better than you, on you or whatever, or you got to interview that person or whatever. There's just no cattiness. And when you work with people like that, those are the ones you need to stick by because you can work better together and go further and be happy, we do, just be happy with your work and the outcome. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Especially when it comes to competition, competition only makes everyone better. If you're the only one out there doing what you do or whatever those things might be, you have nothing to challenge yourself to be better than. I remember when I had Brian on my show, I made a joke about, oh, you have 6 million views now and you're, one of the top ones, but I'm coming for you. It's like, okay, because if I'm getting 6 million views as well as him, then that's 12 million views for people that are watching both of us and we can play off of each other and stuff like that. It only drives me even harder. I don't care, if you get more views than me. Let's collaborate and figure out a way that I can get those same type of views and you not lose any in the process. Let's do it.
Yeah, and when I get the girls together for our panels and stuff, I'm like, it's cause and effect. I practice Buddhism. I'm in my 32nd year of doing that. You go through a lot of hard times. It's not about competition. It's about helping other people and uplifting because you didn't get there by yourself. And that's why I say, with Trixie, it's not like I was asking for another co-host. We have 13. But the thing is, now they can go on other people's shows. They have their own views. Trixie creates a lot of we're getting ready to put a best of together for us. Not me doing it. I want the woman's point of view. She happens to enjoy doing that. And then at the same time, she gets to come on our shows and do other things. But when we get together, I'm planning a great get together for all of us. So, and Derek, you're going to always be invited to our stuff. I don't care if you live back east. When we were in Georgia, or if we go to Texas, I'm going to say, Derek, we're here. You want to come in? Come on. If I can fly in, I'll fly your ass in.
Let's do it.
It's about having a great time, right?
Yeah, 100%. When I first started my show back in January, it was a different name, with a different co-host. I had a co-host at the time. And then, since then I've had 2 other co-hosts and, it's gone back and forth. Without them or the trials and tribulations that I've had from them, I would have never learned anything. I wouldn't be where I'm at today. It's people like you, Brian, and Jimmy and Eileen and my other publicists that I work with, and the guests that I've had on the show. It's not me. I'm funny. Yeah, cool. But, I only have so much to say, and, that's what it's all about. It's about being, collaborative and, working together as a team. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and it's funny like that. And that's why I said, I got to go. I got to have Trixie on the show. You know what she said? Oh, I like that name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it too. And I have to give credit where credit is due. Actually, I didn't come up with it. My wife did. She was the one that came up with that because it was just really, really, she was trying to think of something that was going to be catchy. And that was definitely it.
Trixie, so what do you think about Derek now? Besides his-
I like it. I like him. I like him. He's I like the whole background and the animation and the cartoons. I feel like we have a lot in common in that aspect because I love cartoons and I always loved cartoons and now I can actually work with cartoons and stuff. And I got to meet some great influential people in Vegas last year at a licensing event. And that's how I met a lot of the cartoons. The cartoon people is what I like to say. The cartoon, and they were from all over the world, and the ones I was working with are from Russia, and it was cartoon. And I'm still working with them. They're getting stuff together for another season, and it's very informative cartoon. It's about kittens, and they talk about educational stuff for kids, and it's I'm just waiting for another season. Everybody got in this little COVID jam, and it's just like, why aren't people producing more stuff? I think people just kind of put things on the back burner, or I don't know. It's just kind of weird how these last 7 months have been going. It's like everybody's kind of taking a vacation, and I'm ready for that vacation to be over. Ready for more cartoons, and right now I have another licensing group with Zoom meetings and on the 13th, actually, this week. So I'm hoping to see what Asia has to offer as far as cartoons and other shows. I'm not just going for cartoons, but this event is it's mostly animation and cartoons, and on how it could be editing, it could be sales, it could be the creator, creating a new cartoon. But I'm into helping others and do the editing behind it, do the promoting, put it on Amazon, because that's what I did with the other show on oh gosh, I can't even remember, Kit and Cat. And it's I'm trying to get a few more things going, and that way they could be on Amazon on different countries, not just in Russia. Be in Japan as well as Prime. They go in Japan, Austria, Germany, the UK, and USA. So just trying to help others too, because it's good to help others, and not only that, it's helping me be more creative, and then with that I create more stuff, and just for custom trends for my show. It just, things just kind of fall into place when you learn one thing. You're like, whoa, I could do that, or incorporate it a little differently on my show, something else. And it's just finding and meeting new people, new producers, and they may help you in another way that you didn't even know that could possibly work out. So it's just good all the way around.
Derek, you just got another girl to go on your show.
There we go.
Yeah,
I could have some fun with you, Trixie.
Yeah. Man, there's just so much now. I'm like, oh, I didn't even have my cartoon notes, but there's like so much out there, and the ones that are in China, Japan, I don't know if you've seen their cartoons. It's a little different, and I just love different. The cartoon's different, the animation is different, the lingo is even different. But that's the good part of it, and it always interests me.
Yeah,
it's very fun.
Absolutely. When it comes to cartoons and comic books and movies and stuff like that, I love the more different the better. And I love watching anime or stuff like that, and just seeing the weird, because in my eyes it's very strange and very different, because like they'll be talking with their, sideways view, and they have the mouth on their cheek.
Yeah.
It's just this round little square, round little thing is just going like this. And it's like, come on, that's not where your mouth is. That's where, it's just the funniest stuff I've seen.
And the pretty colors, awesome. Very colorful.
Lots of colors. Oh my God. Some of our animators here in America could take notes from that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's hilarious.
Exactly.
And Derek, she also has her two critters, her possum and her raccoon.
Yeah, I have animals that come visit me every night. I always feed a few raccoons that come by. I even gave them names, Ro the raccoon and Pedro the possum. And they're just nice as can be. I've never had a problem with them. I've had them for over a year, almost 2 years now. And they just come by and eat. And I have a couple feral cats outside, and they tend to be fighting. I don't know what got into
because we're in a retrograde. That's why the animals have to.
Yeah, he don't want to share. He don't want to share his food, and they used to eat together. And now these last couple of days, I don't know, maybe because it's getting cold out here, and they're all trying to bundle up for winter. Eat more, and they don't want to share for some reason. I don't know, but I've been trying to stop them. But they still all eat and everything. But I kind of noticed that, and they never have, gotten into any fights, but now one of them, he's just being a little mean.
Yeah, I have 5 critters. I have 2 cats, 2 dogs, and a 10-year-old daughter.
Yeah, my
right.
animals are my kids.
Derek, we got about 2 minutes. Give the audience why they need to tune into Suck It Podcast and why they need to become an Ohio State fan too.
Because the Buckeyes. I mean, OH baby. I mean, that's just the greatest team on the face of the planet. It doesn't matter. Over here I got my pennant there, and I got Ohio State Stadium right there. Obviously here I too, but the reason why is because my show's not the same every day. It's different every day. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West. Live, and then always on the podcast, all the different podcast stations. It's always different. I don't have, like I said, I don't have the same guests on all the time. I don't have always musicians. I don't have always actors or directors or other podcasters. Sometimes it's just like I can say a doctor or a fitness guru. It's different every day. And the message is always comedy, mental health, and just, fun. It's just, again, it's something that's different every day. And it's just so relatable on so many different levels. When I interview guests, I don't look at a media packet and say, okay, I can only talk to this. No, I don't want to talk to that, because if you're going to talk to that, then go watch go watch, Entertainment Tonight or whatever the case might be, because that's where you're going to find those exact same questions over and over again. I don't want to ask those questions. I don't even want to I don't even want to research my guest half the time, because why would I want to read it off of a screen or a media kit when I can hear it from their mouth hole? That's what I want to hear. I want to hear it from your mouth hole. There's no other reason to have you on my show. And that's the thing. And that's what creates the best conversations, because they're not interviews, they're conversations. And, if I don't know the question that I'm going to ask next, it's only going to create more conversation and more, interesting things. And and that's what makes it great, is because it's not the same every day.
And, that's kind of how it should be. I always said I'm a mix up between Larry King, Howard Stern, Oprah, and Bill O'Reilly, because I wanted to have all of that mix, whether it came from the adult side or whatever, or, being more conservative in a way, that's me. So Trixie, you being that Dallas Cowboy fan, we got 60 seconds left. Give your site for the audience, give it for Derek, because now you're going to go on Derek's show.
Oh, great. Yes. Well, I will be at the Dallas Cowboy game on Thanksgiving. They are going against Washington State. So I will be there taking pictures, video, and of the cheerleaders. I got an awesome seat. And so I'll be right there and be able to get video. I don't know about interviews because of the COVID, this darn thing. I'm trying to get involved and talk to the organizer there, and I don't know because of the COVID, but that's okay. It's Thanksgiving and I want to have a good time. And I definitely will have a lot of photos and video to shoot. And I anticipate doing more things this next coming year. And you can find me at www.customtrends.tv. And I'm on Amazon Prime Video on Custom Trends and Texas Bikini Models. Also have that show, and we anticipate doing more stuff as well. And those are my plugs. Oh, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook. Custom Trends.
All right. I got to thank everybody, because we got to have a hard out. Derek, thank you so much. You're coming back. You're going to meet other hosts.
Fantastic.
How to smile, give them one of yours, because we all need it. This is Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More. We'll see you next week.